system last episode, and whilst I can definitely say that I'm proud of it and it does work, it's kind of lacking a building right now. Welcome back everyone to the Hardcore Create mod. We are up to episode 11, that is right, we've survived past 10 episodes, which is a real achievement for me. And yeah, so as I just mentioned, and kind of as you just saw, we have this working system in our mining district right now. And the problem is, it's not done. In fact, it is nowhere near done, and it is still, as I said, missing a building around it. And that's what we're going to be working on today. So today, I'm not going to promise that I'm going to finish this system, because the thing is, it kind of can't be finished, because this whole system and everything, if you don't know, basically it is taking all of the resources that we have been gathering in the mines, and it's been putting them through this whole like item sorter and everything, basically crushing it to get resources that we want, and it's sorting it between washing and blasting and everything. The blasting is currently disabled, as you will notice, and it's getting us a whole bunch of stuff, like for example how we're getting redstone out of iron, because of the wonderful ability to bulk wash crushed raw iron, which gets us redstone occasionally. That is essentially what this system does, but the reason why I can't complete it today is because I kind of don't know what it needs. Like, we have the very basic sort of stuff, like we've got iron in this one, and then I think this chest is sorting copper. Yeah, it's got copper. Then obviously we can add more filters and stuff to get things like zinc or redstone, as I mentioned, but like there is a whole lot of stuff that goes through this system and a whole lot of items that can come out of it. So I think in some ways the way this contraption more has to go is, instead of it being like, oh, I add all of this stuff and then it works forever, I think honestly this system works better as just a I add what I need when I need it sort of thing. So instead of prioritizing the create mod stuff this episode, which yes, sorry, it's not our priority, I think instead I want to work on this exterior building, because the thing is, that is what I have wanted to do, and it's also something that I can do whilst this system is currently going through a bunch of resources. So yeah, before we go and work on this building and stuff though, I do just quickly want to check something. So something that I found out in the last episode, so you know how you can left click on stuff and it tells you how you get it? Last episode, in the middle of recording it, I was informed by the amazing Chespy Cash that along with left clicking, you can also right click and it shows you everything you can do with that item. I didn't know that. And that is a massive part of how this system actually works now. So now, instead of going like, oh, we're going to want gold ingots at the end of this system and everything, and then basically going and looking up gold ingots and reverse engineering how we would get to that point. So I guess we would go through like bulk blasting and everything, which we could get through crushing or automated packing maybe. So then how do we get the gold nuggets? Well, you can get it through like bulk washing crushed raw gold. And oh look, that happens to get us quartz. Instead, I could right click in JEI, and through doing that, I can go, right, well, what can I do with raw gold? Well, I can crush it, and that gets me crushed raw gold. Does this get me anything? How can I work with this? And through that, I am able to find out all of this stuff that I can do with the resources. That probably made absolutely no sense. But essentially, I have just worked out that not only can we work out how to get resources, we can also work out what we can do with those resources themselves, which is an absolutely massive game changer. And something I want to quickly look up, because I have come into possession of this, is scoria. Can we do anything with this? So we can craft it to get scorchia. Okay, that's interesting. And then I assume we can just make a bunch of blocks, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense, but now I'm interested in if we can do anything with Scorchia. Is that also just a building block? It is. Okay, cool. Right, that's all I needed to know. It's just because down in our mines down there and stuff, we actually have a massive supply of scoria, and I just don't know what it's for. But hey, now we know. So we can finally move on to our main objective of this video, which is this building. I keep mentioning this building and the system inside of it. What are we gonna do with it? Because Because currently it is like 3 walls. It's not even really 3. It's kind of like 2.5 in a way. Like, look at the number of holes in that wall over there. Plus the fact that this building still actually needs to be like 7 blocks taller. What are we doing with this building? Well, I want to essentially finish this off and actually decorate it so it looks nice whilst also adding or maintaining the functionality that it has. Because as I have mentioned several times, oh look, the Scory has made it here. Because as I have mentioned several times, this building is based off of Ansburg in Red Dead Redemption 2. And in that game, this building is located right next to a railway track because it's used to load materials onto a train. And that is absolutely no different to what I want in Minecraft. I want this building to be loading stuff onto a train, or at the very least look like it's going to. And that is a very interesting idea, partially because, well, we don't actually have trains yet. I mean, like, they exist in Create Mod and stuff, and all of the stuff for them is definitely possible. I just don't really have it, and to be honest, I haven't actually looked at what this needs in ages. So what is it? You take a slab, you deploy either iron or zinc onto it, and then you do it again, and it gives you a train track? How on earth does this work? But anyway, so ignoring that, I need to design this building to look like it is made to load stuff onto a train. So if we run with the assumption that the train track is going to run through here, because, well, it is, then obviously we're going to want some sort of system that would, like, load things into the train carriages back here. And again, just to clarify, I am not actually making this system work. We're making something that looks like it would work. Because, to be honest, I don't really have much need to load stuff onto a train. Like, you know, this whole thing is kind of its own storage system. Like, if I want resources from here, well, it's much easier just to grab it and take it over there rather than, you know, load it on a train. So, you know, this is purely aesthetic. So, I don't know, what could we include here? Maybe like some chutes or something? Yeah, something like that. Obviously, this isn't like a permanent thing. I'm not saying that there's actually going to be chutes there. I'm just saying that's sort of the design features we need to think about. You're also probably going to want like at least a few walkways over the top or something, just so that people can get to the other side of the train. And by the way, because this is back in Western times, that's less of a safety thing and more of just a convenience thing. Like back in those times, we don't really care if someone runs out in front of the train, you just kind of hope they don't. No, it's more of the fact that if there's a massive cargo train parked here, you need to be able to get around it. So, I don't know, we're probably gonna want some sort of walkway on this side of the building feels best. I also feel like we do sort of need like a raised entrance into this side of the building, so I don't know, like a staircase sort of going up here. That feels like it's kind of needed. Of course it's raining. However, we still haven't really solved my main problem, which is maybe not something you would expect. It's the roof. I do not know what I want the roof of this building to look like. Because the thing is, even though this building is essentially just a massive rectangle, it's not something massively complex. I still don't really know what I want the actual shape of it to be once we've added the roof on top and stuff. Because I was wondering about like a slanted roof like this, just like this, because of course technically this is part of the same building as well. But in some ways I'm wondering if that wouldn't look that good. Plus, like, this building still needs to come up to at least this height here. And in all honesty, probably a little bit higher. So, I don't know, maybe we should sort of split this into 2 separate sections. Like, we can have one roof that starts at this height and then one that starts up there. And then they both sort of slant inwards just like that one over there. And it's kind of like coming to a point in the middle here. That feels like that could work. Okay, so I think with that said, I'm gonna get to work on this for a little bit. Okay, so a little bit turned into a day, and now the building's done. Also, you may have noticed a skin change. I realized in the first half of this episode, I wasn't wearing my cowboy skin. What an absolute failure on my part. But anyway, yeah, so the building is done, kind of. Like, I can still go and add details to it, but like the actual build itself is kind of done, and I'm gonna be honest, I've tried adding some details in some places, and it might honestly be better without it. Like, I'm not even joking. I tried adding these iron bars here and stuff just to look like it's holding itself together. Or like on this side, I tried adding some stuff coming out of the walls, and like, I'm gonna be honest, it kind of just doesn't work, I don't think. So, I don't know, I'll leave it for now, but I'm very tempted to take that sort of stuff away. But anyway, yeah, so here is our wonderful building in the inside and stuff. As you can see, it's not really changed. Just as I said this morning, I haven't really worked on the create stuff. Although, it has been sorting through some resources for me, so we do now have like a little bit more copper and stuff. In fact, all of that can go in there. And also, this chest has filled up, and it's got a bunch of these like experience things. What's it called? Nugget of experience. I just love using these. Genuinely, these things are like one of my favorite things in create mod. Just the ability to suddenly pull out XP. I just find it really fun. So yeah, our building is kind of done. Like, it's not 100% complete, but like just like the create mod stuff, it's kind of at a stage where now I'm only going to be adding stuff if it needs adding. Also, fun fact, there was originally going to be a roof going over this bridge part, but like now that it's there, I kind of like it just without it. Also, I can probably remove this contraption here. Like, it kind of doesn't have a purpose now. I mean, like, yeah, it's still getting me iron and stuff, but like it's done enough. And like, I've been meaning to move it for ages anyway, so I think whilst I'm not going to move it like into a nice hidden area so that it can still get us iron now, I do think I'm at least going to take it down. There we go, it's gone. That took like 2 minutes. I have been waiting to remove this for absolutely ages, just procrastinating on that. It took like no time at all. There are still a bunch of the resources in here though, so I'm gonna actually take this iron because we can actually just go and put this into our system. Just where's our chest for iron? Is it accessible? It is that one right there, I think. So just go and chuck that in there, and there we go. It is still so fun to watch these things work. I don't know why, there is something really fun about just the mechanical press. And speaking of the mechanical press, seeing as we haven't done much create mod stuff this episode, I want to work something out. Because earlier on in the episode, we worked out how you actually make train tracks. And you know, we realized that you do it by deploying some stuff onto a slab, and then you slam it down with a mechanical press. Well, I want to finally get our first train tracks in, because we have just been waiting for absolutely ages. For people that have been watching a long time and stuff, you might actually remember that my first idea of a train network and stuff came from my first attempt with hardcore create mod. And yeah, we died before we could. So I want to see if we can actually get some train tracks in. So I'm gonna break that glass. This is so dangerous to stand. Oh no. Okay, conveyor's almost pushing me into it. There we go. Put the bars there. Oh no, that is bad. That is bad. We good? No fire? No more fire, right? I think this is safe to keep around. Like, this whole, like, stuff shooting out fire and everything. I'm pretty sure that's fine just as long as I don't stand in it. I think the only reason why stuff caught on fire there was because there was lava on the ground. But anyway, so what I want to do now is I want to go and chuck all of that stone there. Okay, it didn't actually go onto the conveyor belt. Go there. And now we've just got to wait a little bit. Oh, okay, right, there we go. So we've got stone, and oh gosh, oh my gosh. Can I stand in the water? Okay, that does put me out. That's a good safety thing to know. What I was gonna say is I assume I can just go and chuck that back in there, and now it's gonna turn into smooth stone. At least that's my hope with it. Hey, there we go. That actually worked. Right, I can put that shaft back now. Right, okay. So next, I need to just go and chuck all of this into here. There we go. 2 stacks of slabs is way more than we need. But to be fair, we are going to need a lot of train tracks in future, so I'm not too bothered. Now, this is where I get confused. So first of all, I'm going to need another mechanical press, which, if I am correct, is crafted like this. Yep. Now, I also might need a depot. How do I make a depot again? Okay, that's easy. Right. Okay, can I just hijack the... Yeah, I can hijack this. So if I put a depot there... Now, I know in the recipe for this, it says that I need a deployer or something, but the thing is, I'm going to make the assumption that I don't actually need that. Because the deployer essentially just means that the player doesn't need to do it themselves. However, I'm pretty sure that, like, you are still entirely able to do everything the deployer can if you want. Basically, as far as I'm aware, the deployer doesn't actually do anything special itself. It just means that you can automate it. So my assumption is I can essentially put a bunch of slabs there, put some iron... No? Do I have to, like... Oh, no, okay. Okay. Maybe I do need a deployer. Right, okay, let's put the mechanical press in place. And what we're going to do, we're just going to stick 4 of these on here. Just like that. So that can go and work away. Yep, okay, right. I need to go and see if I have an item right now. Let's see. Have I got it in here? Right, I've got sandpaper. Okay, the rest is in the other building. Right, okay, the brass is done. I'm going to need a single iron thing. Right, where's my redstone and quartz? That is what I need. There is so much junk in these chests. Right, okay, so make this, sand it down, go grab that, make this thing, make that thing as well, and there we go. Right, now I'm also going to make the assumption that I don't actually need zinc with this because it looks like I can do either one. Although, granted, that could mean that, like, I can do one for the first step and then I need to do the other for the second. I don't know, I'm just gonna hold out hope. Right, okay, so the deployer is doing its job there. Let's just give you a test run. We're gonna put a stone slab there, and then we're gonna give this 2 iron nuggets. And okay. So it currently has something, but that is not a complete track. So I think that is basically saying, right, you've got a lot of the materials for it, but you haven't actually got it itself. So if I just go and then chuck the mechanical press on that, look at that, we've got a track. Finally, we've done something good. We have actually made a significant bit of progress. And I could place it down right now, but I want to see if I can make some more. And I want to see if I can do this a certain way. So the thing is with deployers is that you are able to move items between them. However, I think you need a mechanical arm for that or something. Not a deployer, a depot. So yeah, it looks like if you want to move items across this, you basically need to get a mechanical arm to pull it off. Or do you not? I don't entirely know. And I could look it up, but I don't want to. I want to work this out myself. But so far, that is all I am able to work out. I'm pretty sure you have to use a mechanical arm to move it across. Unless, for whatever reason, that is facing the wrong way. Unless, for whatever reason, I am able to grab the incomplete stuff. So, like, am I able to grab that? Okay. Right, hold on. Give me a second. I need another deployer. Not a deployer. Depot. I keep saying deployer. It's a depot. Right, put that there and put that there. So I can put that on there. Look at that. We've got that. So now I wonder if I just go and like grab a full stack of this and then grab 2 stacks of iron nuggets. Can I just like mass produce this? Oh. Okay, it starts spitting it out once it's made 8. Oh gosh, and they don't stack. Oh no, this is bad, I need a chest. Okay, everything that I do not currently need in my inventory, go in here. Oh gosh, it's producing so many. Oh, stop. Stop, you've got enough. Okay. I think it finally ran out. Right, okay, but the thing is, this can't stack now, so if I just go and put the rest of those in, like, it can't stack, so do I still have to go and do all of these individually? Oh, I do. I mean, like, it kind of trades it out and everything, which is nice, but this is still really slow. Right, okay, so now I can basically just go and put a bunch of those on there, and yeah, it's all gonna turn into tracks. And the tracks, at least I can stack. Now, I wonder if I could kind of automate this using the, like, item filter things. I probably could. I just don't exactly want to try that right now. Also, it's dark. Are there any mobs? No, safe to sleep. Okay, I've kind of got a rhythm with this. I'm basically going and filling my hotbar with the next thing, sort of swapping it all out or putting it onto the deployer, and then moving over here and putting it on the mechanical press. So yeah, this could be automated, but for my first time, I am not too bothered. Like, I just want to make a decent supply of tracks and everything. Once we actually start building a proper railway network, then I will find a way to automate this. But for now, I'm basically just gonna do all of this manually. Okay, and we are almost done. This is the final 4, come on. And there we go. We have now managed to get a full stack of train tracks. Now, I know I could ponder these, but also I'm pretty sure I kind of know how these work. So obviously the create mod train tracks and stuff, they're not like minecart rails. Because basically you can make them do really complex sort of turns. So instead of like a minecart track where it just does a 90-degree turn immediately like this, I think with train tracks, if I'm correct, you're essentially able to sort of mark a start point like this. And then, yeah, you can sort of mark the shape that you want it to turn into. Whoa, that's cool. So yeah, you can sort of mark the shape that you want it to turn into, and it tells you how many resources it's going to use. So there we go. That has used 14 different train tracks there in order to get that length. But look at that. We've got a fun shape. Wait, could I stand on that? Did I stand on that for a second? I swear I did. I jumped off of it. Okay, I have no clue what I jumped off of, but I jumped off of something. But anyway, so that's how that works. I assume if I break what? Oh no, I do actually have to break it all into it. Oh no, there it goes. But yeah, there we go. I just get it all back. So that's fun because essentially it just means that like I have a really easy time placing all of this in because I can essentially just go like that and just quickly remove the torches. Not because they're in the way. I think it actually works completely fine with that. It just obviously doesn't look correct. But there we go. Look at that. We finally have our first train tracks in create mod. Oh, I am so happy with this progress today. So there we go. We have a fully complete mining building or something. Also, that grass block is still there. Again, I did not place that. That is a naturally floating grass block, and I could remove it, but it's kind of funny to keep it. But there we go. We have a fully complete mining building, or whatever you want to call this. I don't actually know what the name of this building would be. We have a functioning sorting system and blasting and washing and whatever you want to call it. And for the very first time, we have train tracks. So with all of this complete and stuff, now that we have a fully operational system, I think next episode, we're really gonna put it to the test with something I have never tried before. So, you know, stick around for that.